Yep, Chris Salvador back again, blogging like it's going out of style. It's November 26th. I don't know what episode today was, but I just finished watching the newest episode of Heroes, and I think next week, because of the strike, this is the season finale, the mid-season finale. I don't know what to title this blog, but it's going to be in sections because I really got a lot to say. I really hate what has happened to Heroes. This is really a terrible season. Make no mistake, it's as terrible as a person talking and ruining my speech because I can't find any time without people here. But it's horrible. I mean, it's got so bad. You can't even, you have some of the coolest powers, some of the coolest people, and you just have some of the most sloppy, terrible, did 12-year-olds take over in the writer's room? I mean, what the hell's going on? Why? And I think the problem, I'll tell you where all this started. It started at the last two episodes of Season 1. And basically, the problem with the last two episodes is that in the second to last episode, the one that ended with Ted dying, that was a mistake. They shouldn't have killed Ted. They shouldn't have killed Ted, and they shouldn't have made Sylar take his power and bestow it upon himself to become a deus ex machina for which, next week, I must blow up New York, so thus I talk like this, and now I'm going to blow up New York. For no reason. There was no, from a character trait, why the hell does Sylar give a fuck about blowing up people? No, because he's a psychopath. There's no, from a character, any standpoint, there's no reason Sylar gives a fuck about blowing anything up. Sylar cares about stealing other people's powers, period. He cares about just taking everybody's powers. Why? Because he can. So, it would make sense that he would want to take Ted's power, but at the same time, he wants Peter and he wants Claire's power, and if he could take Hero's power, he wants those powers. Those are more of a priority. So the problem is that basically you need drama for those final two episodes. So I'm going to tell you. Basically, this is what I would have done. Because I remember back before the season was about to end, they had, submit your, how's it going to end, submit your theories. And I sent this theory that I was like, this is what's going to happen. Basically, in the vision that Peter had in season 1, it was the whole vision that, it was daylight. Simone was running to him. Isaac Mendez came and stopped Simone, and everybody was running towards him. And he started glowing, and then he exploded, and it was daylight. That vision didn't happen at all in the final episode of Season 1, in how to blow an exploding man, how to stop, whatever. It didn't happen. And basically, it's at night, and he fights in a terrible brawl against Sylar, and Claire's got a gun, and horrible. Just really horrible. But basically, they didn't fulfill that vision of daytime. And all they really needed to do was use Candace Wilmer, because she's kind of like Mysterio, and she's able to create illusions in your mind. She's able to make you see things that, like the Nightmare Man, for this season, she was able to make people see things. And I think that what needed to happen was you were supposed to keep Ted alive, and have Ted, maybe one of the operatives from this organization that we never fucking find out about, that Linderman was a part of, that maybe somebody with a force field, maybe an L, somebody was going to keep Ted forced against his will and cause him to explode, at the same time protecting themselves with a force field or something that was going to make sure that they didn't blow up, but that Ted did. And then suddenly, Sylar, you realize, well, you still need Sylar to fight the Heroes. Well, it makes sense. Sylar doesn't want to go to New York City. He just wants their powers, but they're stupid and they're in New York, so he's got to go to New York and kill them quickly and take their power and then get the fuck out. And then it'll blow up. That's fine. But, it's too much of a risk to take the nuclear power because, like Peter, what if he can't control it? He dies. And it becomes this thing where it's just like, it's not, you can't really have sex with women, and you can't, it just becomes this thing where it's like, it's not, nuclear power is not that, the ability to regenerate is more important. So anyway, what you could have done is you could have ended it that basically our heroes, Peter, obviously, they can't find Ted, and then they do, and then Peter, like the daylight, he sees Simone, which would be Candace Wilmer, and Isaac isn't there either. It's Candace Wilmer, it's all an illusion. Peter doesn't know that, and basically what ends up happening is he controls the power, and Okay, everything's great. I stopped it. Yay, I saved the world. And I kicked Siler's ass. You know, he's in the sewer now. Siler's in the sewer. Ted's there. Linderman's there. Force field there. And then the heroes get taken away by SWAT. But actually, this is happening. SWAT comes, takes them away, puts them on a helicopter. They think, yay, we saved the day. All of a sudden, you know, Candace Wilmer goes underground, gets in the force field. Ted explodes. Our heroes are in a helicopter. They look out the city and they see it exploded. Holy shit. You know, we failed. Boom. The end. Season finale. They failed. Much cooler than what the fuck they did for season 2, which was that Siler somehow is kidnapped by Candace, puts him in Mexico, and for no reason she is allowed to get killed by a rock hit over the head, but Siler can use his power somehow. Peter was, as we saw from 4 months ago, his brother flew in the air, exploded, and he fell down, and then he was, him and Adam Monroe or whatever got, into that stupid facility, and then they decide to escape, and they decide to run, and then he ends up in the cargo, and it's such crap that it's like, okay, first of all, here's the worst part. Hero, let me just focus on Hero. Hero has this awesome power. It's called time travel. So, if you've seen Doctor Who, that's how you do Hero. The ability that he's able to go anywhere in time, at any moment, anywhere, is awesome. He could go anywhere. He could, Indians, what are the Indians up to? And be back in a second. That's awesome. Hero did something that that was the stupidest thing ever. He goes back in time to tell his dad that he's going to die, then takes his dad back in time to the day the mom died in the funeral, bumps into himself, and space-time continuum doesn't explode, he just bumps into himself to do what? To stand in a fucking visible line of sight so that his dad, who's grieving, could totally see that looks exactly like fucking me over there. But I'm not going to focus on that. Hiro, come over here. Blah, blah. Why did the dad want to fucking die in that episode? Because the writers could not explain, well, if we save him, people are going to be pissed. Why didn't he save Charlie? Then he can save anybody from certain death. And we don't want to do that, because then anything he does, he can undo. Fine. But the writing was so, lame, man. It was like you don't have to do that. I mean, you just have to have villains that are smarter than the heroes, that they succeed because our heroes are really stupid. And you look at Adam Monroe, whatever the fuck, Takezo Kensei, whatever, Sark. Now, this is a guy who's a really good actor. If you see Alias, he played Sark, and he's awesome. He's not 100% evil bad guy. He's kind of like, he's kind of like a snake. You never know when he's good. You never know when he's bad. He's kind of cocky, self-assured. He's able to sleep with a lot of the women that, he's able. He played this to a T in Alias, and he did a great job. And he was always entertaining to watch. Here they have him try and be the new Siler, for no apparent reason. For no fucking apparent reason. He's this drunk dude, fine. And now this guy gives purpose to his life. Hiro comes back and says, you're the Takezo Kensei, I suck your dick. No, he didn't say that, but he might as well. It probably would have been more interesting than what they did. He comes back and is like, the dragon story and the tale of the fighting and the blah blah. Oh, you have clear powers. You can regenerate. Okay. Go back in time. And, what's the whole point? We must save your father. So, poof, transport, grab the dad, poof, come back. Or, I don't know, poof, stop fucking time and grab all the guns and fucking bring them back. The end. No conflict, no crisis, the end. You took the guns, you got the dad, you saved everybody. And you know what? You guys want to go to 2012? You guys want to go to 2050? I can bring you right back in a second, because in a show like Doctor Who, Martha could be gone, and it's like, how long were you gone? Oh, it's like 4 months, 4 minutes. Oh, but space-time continuum, and yeah, it's space-time bullshit. So basically, they keep Hero there, and they do the terrible, terrible terrible Deus Ex